Yes, yes, yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins and the Combat Radio. And tonight, damn, what's going on? What's going on? Damn. Well, at least I know that the mic is right. I had another window open. It decided to give me an impromptu sound check. Okay, so we know the sound is good. So that ticks that box. So without any further delay, let's welcome in the man, Ask Rick. That's what the show's called. It's called Ask Rick, and we're talking about the Rick Glazer. Rick Glazer, how do you do?
I'm doing well. Happy holidays to everybody, and here we are, ready to roll.
Ready to rock and roll, bright and early. Aaron Daly up in the building, nice and early. Okay, so I hope you had a good holiday, Rick. I hope you had a good holiday.
Yeah, no complaints. No complaints.
No complaints on this side either. As a matter of fact, that was largely due to the boxing. It was largely due to the boxing that we had over there in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching various fights over the whole weekend. The event was the Saturday night. Stayed up late till around 6:30 a.m. I was buzzing, Rick. I was buzzing with excitement. That was a damn good card.
Excellent. No question about it. Excellent card. Well worth $40 Americans over here. I don't know how much it was over there, but
£20.
$20. Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, £20. But so this normally you pay what, $80 over there?
85. Yeah. 79 to 85. So they gave it for half price. It was beautiful.
Half price. For a card of that quality for half price, Rick. I mean, Rick, that should be the highest selling PPV of the year.
Yep, it should be. It should be. No question about that. It should be. Yep. We'll see what happens. But
that kept me buzzing the whole weekend. Christmas was on Monday. I was still chilling out. I was still buzzing. Still making a video per day. I was still buzzing. So before we get into, that's the top of the show. We're gonna get into other things. Of course, we're gonna talk about Inoue. What does this say? Must be Inoue being undisputed twice in 12 months. Well, actually, no, Fuzzy. It mustn't necessarily be Inoue. Certainly not on my list. We're going to talk about Rick's list, and we're going to talk about my list shortly, so stick around. Hope you're well. Yes, very good indeed, in good health, fighting fit. And Rick's on his way to recovery. But anyway, okay, let's get into the card. Okay, so where do we begin? Can we start with Ajit Kabayal and that big stiff Dasa?
Oh my God, that was pathetic. Kabayal looked good. He looked like he could box. He looked like he had a high ring IQ, and he was very competent. He threw nice punches. And the other guy's a complete phony. What a hoax that guy is. Oh my God Almighty!
I predicted
he was terrible.
I predicted it. People were saying, "Raph, what about this big Makhmadov? What about this big Makhmadov?" And you know what I said? I said, listen, in the fullness of time, when Makhmadov gets in there with somebody who can box, he's going to be shown to be the big, stiff Dasa, which he is. That was my words.
Yeah. He looked like the new version of Primo Carnera.
Anybody who doesn't know who he is, he was a very large Italian fella with bad teeth. Very large Italian fellow with bad teeth and very stiff, mummy-like. You remember when Muhammad Ali did his impression of George Foreman, the mummy?
Yep.
But it was a lot like that. Okay, so let us move on. Lyndon Arthur versus Bivol. Don't get it twisted. I like Lyndon. His trainer Carry on.
He gave 100% of himself, but it just wasn't enough, you know?
Yeah.
That's all.
Wasn't enough. And now they're talking about, looks like they might have got around the embargo on the Russian fighters because they're talking about Bivol versus, what's his name? What's that cat's name?
Beterbiev.
Yeah. They're talking about Bivol versus Beterbiev in Saudi.
Well, Beterbiev's got a fight coming up in like 2-3 weeks. Is what, the 16th of January against number one contender Callum Smith from the UK. So I don't think that's an easy fight. So I wouldn't plan on Beterbiev and Bivol until that fight's complete, because that's a danger fight. Callum Smith can punch. Bivol's 30. Beterbiev's 39 years old these days, and he's had a lot of amateur fights, and he's long in the tooth. So we'll see what happens.
We will see what happens indeed, and that's a very good cautionary tale. Very good cautionary tale from Rick there. It ain't going to be Callum Smith ain't going to be no pushover. He's looking stronger since he's moved up. He's not cutting so much weight, so that is very much going to be a fight to look forward to. I think that's happening. What in February did you say, Rick?
No, January 16th on ESPN.
Oh, January 16th on ESPN.
Which means in the UK it'll be on Sky in the UK.
Yeah. So definitely that's going to be some crazy. That's over in the US. That's going to be some crazy hours.
No, that's in Canada, actually, Quebec City.
Oh, but we're still talking about US time though. Still going to be 4 a.m. in the morning for us in the UK.
Yeah.
But don't rule out the Raphie. Don't rule out the Raphie getting up to cover that one. Don't rule that out. I just may. Okay, so that's Bivol and Arthur. Frank Sanchez and I'm assuming you watched this fight. I'm assuming you watched this card, Rick.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Sanchez versus Farr. I got to be honest. Sanchez is full of talent, but he's not the most entertaining person for me to watch. So I've only watched highlights of that fight. Didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, he's not too entertaining. He can fight. He can box, but he moves around too much, jumps around, and not exciting enough to set the world on fire. That's for sure.
And Junior Farr, surely you should be looking at hanging him up.
Well, he's the kind of guy. What's he going to do if he hangs him up? You know what I'm saying? So, maybe he'll fight a few more times, but he's done as a guy who's thought of as a prospect for a short period of time.
Yeah. I agree. So that was who you want to see Frank Sanchez up against in the near future. Who do you like? Frank Sanchez and who?
I don't know. I'd like to see him fight Dubois. I think that's a good fight, but Dubois has passed him, in commanding more money than a Frank Sanchez fight. But I like to see the fight, but it won't happen. Dubois put himself in line for a big fight.
Yeah. Talking about Dubois, let's talk about Dubois. He said, "We're in Africa now. We slaughter lambs."
Well, I think he meant Saudi Arabia, not Africa, but whatever, where he was. I know where I was, and I know where I was watching the fight. So.
I know where I was, and I wasn't in Africa either. I was in Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So your boy there, your boy from Brooklyn, Big Belly Miller.
He was pathetic. Terrible. Without the performance enhancing drugs, he looked like a very mundane fat citizen.
Well, I have to be honest. I didn't really pay much mind to Big Belly Miller when he was around before he got banned. Watched a few little clips, but he didn't really please me. So I've never really sat down and watched the whole Big Belly Miller fight before in my life. But apparently, I'm told by the statisticians that He normally throws 60 punches per round, and he was down to 30.
Yeah, it didn't look too good. No.
Didn't look too good at all. And
No.
Daniel Dubois. What was your feeling of Daniel Dubois? A lot of people are saying Daniel Dubois impressed them.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked real good. Yep, 100%. Would look good. No question about it.
Yes, he did indeed.
Who he fits in with going forward. I mean, him and Joshua are a huge fight. They should just go ahead and make that fight. It's a huge fight.
Dubois v. Joshua. Well, Frank Warren's put that notion ahead. People have laughed at it. Laughed at the notion because it looks like the talk around the campfire appears to be Joshua versus Philippe Hrgovic.
Right, for the IBF title when they stripped the winner of Usyk and Fury.
Yeah. So that's the talk. Obviously, that's a bigger fight than Dubois. Certainly a bigger fight for Joshua in terms of where it puts him. And people say, well, why go for a title again when you're when you might end up fighting Usyk again? But now it's with Ben Davidson, and Ben Davidson come out and said, I'd like to put that right. I'd like to put that Usyk fight right with Joshua. I'd like to put that right, inferring that he has the tactics, he has the strategy to bring down the reign of the man from the Ukraine, Alexander Usyk. What's Eric Glazer?
I don't know about that. Fury, I think Fury beats Usyk, but I don't think any of these other guys would.
So
that's just my opinion.
So you think Fury's going to beat Usyk? How?
He'll win a decision over him. He'll throw nice jabs, step away. He's a lot shorter as far as arm length and stuff like that. Yeah. He's faster, Fury, and he'll do just fine pumping that jab out, and the jab will carry the day for him.
The jab's going to carry the day. So you got Tyson Fury winning that one, bringing that one home. Tyson Fury. Okay, so well then. Okay. Well, I almost missed the point there. So if Tyson Fury wins, then and Joshua beats Hrgovic in March, I think they're talking about March. If that's the case, then it's going to be Fury versus Joshua. Joshua.
You think so? You think so? Yep.
You think so? You certainly think so?
Yep.
So if that's the case, how do you fancy who you got winning that one? What's your provisional thoughts on that?
I think that Joshua is a manufactured fighter and Fury is a natural born fighter, and I think that when you're not sure who's going to win, you always go with the natural born fighter, and that is Tyson Fury compared to Anthony Joshua.
Damn, manufactured fighter. OMG. You sounded a lot like the Bronze Bomber. You sounded a lot like the Bronze Bomber there, Rick.
No, not that bad, but he's not a natural born fighter. If you would have asked him when he was 10 years old, what do you want to do the rest of your life? He would have told you a fireman or some friggin' thing. He wouldn't have told you a fighter. And what Tyson Fury would have told you a fighter. Yeah.
From young.
Mm-hmm.
Get your questions in, folks. Get your questions in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and there is a share button so you can share it on all forms of social media. Okay. Get your questions in as we proceed. Okay, so we got Joshua. We're matchmaking now. We got Joshua versus Hrgovic. We got the undisputed fight, unified undisputed. Fury versus Usyk to come, and presumably Joshua to face the winner. But there's someone we have not talked about. There is a very loud man hailing from the South, Alabama, Tuscaloosa to be precise. And he was in a fight that most people had him winning. I thought it was kind of 50-50 myself, but most people had him winning. And he went out there and he danced the night away. It's as if he forgot how to throw a punch. Deontay, I'm talking about the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. He went out there, and there are rumors that some of the sponsors, they want their money back because the bronze bomber, he danced around so much that he rubbed the logos. He rubbed some of the logos off the canvas. Rick Glazer say it ain't so.
Well, he was quite boring. He didn't have the gumption to go for it and try to win the fight. That's all there is to it. You could see it. He's mentally shot. So that's how I look at it.
He's mentally shot. Didn't have the gumption. How the hell is a man who has only ever had the gumption to do one thing, and that's hit people with a 1-2? How the hell can you have a man with a gumption?
Fury beat the snot out of him. That's what happened. That changed everything, you know. That changed everything.
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Fury beat the gumption out of Deontay Wilder.
Yep.
That's crazy, yo. The man looked like he forgot how to throw a punch, Rick.
That's part about being mentally shot. He's totally mentally shot. Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's amazing. It's amazing. I don't think I've seen a case where a man all he knew how to do was throw the right hand, and then he goes in the ring and then forgets how to throw the right hand. You know what they're saying, Rick? You know what they're saying? They're saying that Malik Scott turned Deontay Wilder into Malik Scott.
Yeah, I know. A couple people told me that too. It's possible, but I think it's more mental than anything else. You know, I think he left a lot of himself in the ring, and the 2 knockout face plant losses to Tyson Fury. You know.
Wow, it's crazy. I mean, that was always the hypothesis. That was always the speculation. It's always what we wondered. We wondered which Deontay Wilder was going to come back, and it looked okay. It looked okay. It was a false dawn when he fought his sparring partner, Hellenius. It was a false dawn because Hellenius didn't box the type. He just rushed Deontay Wilder. He thought, yeah, I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to surprise you with a different tactic. And Deontay just caught him coming in, and that's all she wrote. So everybody thought, oh, he's okay. Oh, he's okay. He still knows how to throw that right. But that was a false dawn, Rick, because now when finally he goes up against a proper litmus test, a proper guy who fights in the top 10 opponents regularly, legitimate top 10 opponents, not somebody that Deontay Wilder picks out or Tyson Fury picks out, and then the WBC ranks them the next week from 50 up into the top 10. Not one of those. This was a legitimate top 10 guy in his form of Joseph Parker, and he frustrated Wilder. Wilder couldn't get off. Highlights on the TV now. Couldn't get off. Couldn't do anything. All he did was dance. All Deontay Wilder did was dance around the ring. I'm watching now. And attempt to throw some punches, but he was just being smothered. He was either on the outside or the inside. Parker was either on the outside or the inside. And Deontay Wilder forgot how to punch. Forgot how to put the 1-2 together.
Yeah, I don't know if he forgot. I would just say he was very tentative. You know, he was horrible.
Yeah. Very horrible. Very horrible. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's go into the chat now. Big Belly Miller, joke fighter. Ergovic v Joshua, real fight. Oh, we haven't really talked about Joshua versus Wallin. Talk to me about that, Rick.
He looked great. He looked relaxed. He looked he put his punches together nice. He tracked them down nice. Everything he did was good. I didn't see any negativity in Joshua's game. I thought he looked good. So
how much of that do you ascribe to his natural development, having been through a few trainers, and how much of that would you put down to him being with Ben Davidson?
Ben looks like he did a good job with him. He was relaxed. He put his punch together. Like I said, he put his punch together. He was relaxed, and those are things he didn't do against Usyk. He wasn't relaxed. He didn't put his punches together. So he looked like he drastically improved. Now, don't forget, he wasn't fighting Usyk. He was fighting Wallin. So Wallin is not that much of a fighter compared to Usyk, but still, what we saw, he looked good.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed. Let's have a look. Okay. Yo, Rick. Top rank really likely to get sold to Endeavor?
It looks that way. Yep. Looking that way. Yep.
Yeah. You broke some news. You broke the news.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Let's have a look. Eric Rosas up in the building. How you doing, Eric? Hopefully boxing starts to get better matches. The fighters were getting overpaid for years, and it didn't work or develop a star. Now it's time to buckle down and fight each other and take what's offered. Take what's offered, Rick.
Wow. You never take what's offered. You always try to get more, but I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying, but don't take what's offered, though. I get what he's saying, but don't do that. Big Boys Boxing up in the building. Wizard Sleeves. Everything is good in the hood. Wilder couldn't even make a minor adjustment, an uppercut, or throw the right hand lower because Parker was ducking underneath him. Parker's ducking underneath, so just throw the punches lower, Rick. Yep. He just he didn't do anything. That's all. He just was outgunned, outclassed, out IQ. He was out everything.
Out of everything, and out of luck as well, Rick. Out of luck too. Don't forget about that one.
Yep.
Usyk would absolutely box Wilder's ears off. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So there's been talk. There's been talk. The 2-fight deal. It was confirmed by Hearn and by Wilder's side that a 2-fight deal was in place, signed, and Wilder goes and shits the bed.
Yeah, he sure did.
And then he comes out and says, "Gotta do a video on it actually." And then he comes out and says that he heard rumors that Anthony Joshua was going to retire after the Wallin fight because he didn't want to fight Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, God, ridiculous.
The guy is I don't know, it's some kind of Walter Mitty character. He just comes up with these stories, and how could he say something like that out loud and not realize how utterly ridiculous of a lie it was? As if anybody's going to swallow that.
Yeah, you're right about that. Nobody will.
Nobody swallow that nonsense. Let's have a look. No plan B. Rocks in his head, and he's shot. So what the hell has Malik Scott been doing with him then? Because apparently I didn't watch it, but a lot of people are telling me that they were putting out some little clips of this training, and Wilder was looking hot on the pads. He was looking hot on the pads, but not hot in the ring. Let's have a look. Hrgovic would have to pull out his boxer to have a chance against AJ. Mind you, if Hrgo lands one of those looping shots on AJ's temple, who knows? Who knows? Bruce Gass up in the building. How do you do? Yeah, Bob Arum gonna be stepping down soon. It's to be expected. He's probably pushing 100. Is he in his 90s yet?
92.
Wow. Yeah, he's thinking about retiring now. Wilder beat nobody. What's this here? Hrgovic ticks a lot of boxes, and it will be a significant challenge. AJ won't have his usual advantage in the fight. 55-54 in Joshua's favor. Well, how do you see that fight? Don't forget, Usyk already ran from me twice. Usyk, damn. Just like Joshua Parker Ruiz from Wilder's mouth. Wilder sounds fine about retiring. It's the crazy fans who become unhinged thinking about it. Yeah, some of the crazy fans. Well, hold on. What do you think? What do you think Wilder will do, and what do you think Wilder should do? Rick Laser.
I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know, but Wilder should retire. That's what I'm gonna tell you. He's done. He's tried mentally, and he'll never be the same. He left a big piece of himself in the fights, in the two Fury fights.
But yet, he's indicating that he wants that Joshua fight. He wants those Joshua.
No, he wants the paydays. He wants the payday. That's it.
Yeah, and he's prepared to get splattered all over the ring for the payday. Is that what you're telling me?
Basically, yeah.
Damn. And officially, if that fight does go ahead, because personally, for all the talking that Wilder's done, I want the fight to go ahead. I don't know about 2 fights, but I say give him a 1-fight deal. How about that? Give him a 1-fight deal. I know that Wilder's always pushing for 2 fights. He wants 2 fights, but I say under the circumstances, give him a 1-fight deal. And after all the talking that Wilder's done, surely Joshua deserves his day in court, which is going to be the ring. I say put him in the ring, Rick, so Wilder can have one last dance. What do you say? Wilder has beat nobody and who's done anything. Boxers and hallucinogenics do not mix well. Hey, Rick, what if it turns out the Fury's left a lot of himself in the ring as well when he gets in there with Usyk? Wilder versus Miller seems logical and about all they deserve. Well, if they do that, I mean, if Wilder's going to fight Joshua, then to me, he's got to fight him next, or else he risks being even more depreciated. He risks his market value being even more depreciated if he loses a second time. If he loses the next time, if he loses a second time back to back, then the Joshua fight, I still think the Joshua fight is possible. I still think there is a desire. I could be wrong, but I still think there's a desire to see Joshua v. Wilder after all the talking he's done. But if he loses again, say they put him up against Miller and he loses again, then I think that desire will diminish greatly. Greatly. Okay. Okay, Rick, you still there? Are you still there, Rick? I don't know. I don't know if Rick's still there. I don't know if Rick's still there. Okay, but let us press on. Let us press on. So look at this. Oh, my throat's dry, a little bit dry, a little bit dry. Let's have a look what people are saying. It may be that Fury doesn't love himself in that Wilder trilogy too. Yeah. Wilder versus Miller. Yeah. Wilder and Francis Ngannou would not surprise me. You know, I really wonder if there's any other fight than Joshua Wilder the people want to see Wilder in. I think the last fight that people want to see Wilder in is against Joshua. I really do think that. But let us do a poll. Let us do a poll. Let's get into this. Hope it's okay. Let's ask the people. Let's ask the people. Uh-oh, get out of that. Let's ask the people. Where's the appropriate thing there? There it is. Okay. Should Wilder retire? Oh, no. Let's give the option. Should Wilder... Let's give the options. Fight Joshua. Fight Miller. Retire. Fight Joshua, fight Miller, retire. Okay. Okay, so the poll is up. For those of you who can vote. Oh, damn. I should have put Ngannou up in there as well. My bad. Forgot about that. Forgot about Ngannou. My bad. Rick, are you with us? Are you with us, Rick? Okay, Rick, I'm going to remove you from the chat because I can't hear you if you're speaking, and then you can come back in. Put yourself back in. You got the link. Oh, sure. Okay, so you're out, and then use the link and come back in. Because if you were talking, then I couldn't hear a word you were saying. Okay. All right. So what was the last question I was looking at? Wilder versus Miller and Wilder versus Ruiz have made sense for years, but never happened. Can't see him fighting either. Yeah. Well, he seems averse. He seems averse to fighting. That's what kept him out of the ring for so long. But some people, I think he's blaming ring rust himself, Wilder. He's blaming ring rust, but yet he's the one who opted to stay out of the ring. because negotiations broke down with him and Ruiz. You know how he stays. You know how Ruiz stays. They always want more. Both of them always want more. And that can't work. That can't work when two want more. When two people together want more than them combined want more than that which is in the pot. Can't work. Can't work. Let's have a look. But are the Saudis prepared to pay Wilder the millions he demands? Well, they're paying him over the odds. I would have to imagine they're paying him over the odds. So obviously the price has come down. His value's gone down, so the price will go down. How's he going to handle that? How is his ego? How is his ego going to handle that? Because this is the man who just made up a story saying that he heard rumors that if he beat Parker, then Joshua was going to retire. Those words came out of that man's mouth. He's like a kid on a playground, like a 6-year-old kid, maybe a 5-year-old kid, 6-year-old kid on the playground, just telling tales, just telling stories that no intelligent person would believe. But he don't stop him. He just tells them anyway. Very unusual character. He's like a Walter Mitty character. You know what I mean? It's like he lives in a land of make-believe. Make-believe. So yeah, they'll pay him over the odds. But how much over the odds? How much over the odds? That's the question. Okay, so it looks like Rick has left the building. He's still suffering from the illness. So, you know, he ain't 100%. So you got to see with him. You got to see with him. And, you know, still we appreciate the time which you did deliver, Rick. You rest up, my friend. Get some hot soup in you. Put your feet up. I'll eat something nutritious. Gonna have a nutritious meal. So let's have a look. Remember, there is, yep. The poll is up. Oh, people are voting. Yeah, vote on the poll. The poll is up there for your delectation. So get on into it. Get into it. I hope he's not feeling super duper good. So that's why I think he's had to step aside. Hopefully his wife will get some hot chicken soup in him, or some vegetable soup, whichever. Tomato soup is good. Campbell's tomato soup is highly recommended. I got some in the kitchen. I haven't had any for years. I'll have to have some of that in due course. Well, you have to check the date on the tin. Make sure it's good. I don't want to see Wilder again. I'm sick of Wilder, Fury, etc. I want to see the dawn of the new generation. Damn. The dawn of the new generation. That seems like something out of a movie. It's kind of chilling. I got chills from that quote. I just want to see the dawn of the new generation. Damn. OMG. Yeah. Not feeling too good. Who realistically for Parker? Well, some are saying AJ rematch, but I don't think that's the trajectory. I think AJ is going Hrgovic, then the winner of Undisputed. I think that's the desired route. Or my personal preference. Well, yeah, he'll have to do that. But it'd be nice if he could fit in a Deontay Wilder fight before Deontay rides off into the sunset. slumped over a horse. I definitely would like to see that fight before Deontay rides off into the sunset, slumped over a horse. I really would. He's talked a lot of crap. It'd be a shame if we didn't get to see that fight. Did Arsenal lose? I don't know. I know Villa lost, which was very unfortunate. Villa lost to Manchester United, very unfortunate. We beat them earlier on, a few weeks ago. Wilder can only beat bare bums in a shower. OMG. OMG. Okay. What's going on here? It's a shame we couldn't have Rick stick around, but we'll still, he's still here with us. He's still here with us in spirit. Hold on. Let me show you what I mean. That's not what I mean. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Found it. Like I said, he's still here in spirit. So let me share. Let me share with you. Okay, so the question was the end of the year. So we have to ask the question, who is your fighter of the year? Why does that look so small on the screen? Hold on. Let's resize this shizzle. Let's have a look. Okay, that looks more respectable. Okay, so it's the end of the year. We're looking at fighter of the year. So for me, hold on. Let's bring up my graphic. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so my fighter of the year. We got candidates. As you can see up there on your screen, this is a pound for pound list, but you may have a candidate from that list. I know my candidate comes from that list. And for me, you can write this down in the chat. Because we're already doing a poll. So you can write down your fighter of the year. These may be some of the suggestions. You pick your own. For me, that goes to Terence Crawford. Why? Terence Crawford has been kept on the outside for years. The PBC, Errol Spence kept him waiting. Come on up and get a title. I'll fight you. Comes up, he gets the title, no fight. And they say, well, no, we can't fight you, Errol Spence. We can't fight you because you're on the wrong side of the road. You're on the wrong side of the street. You know what I mean? If you want this thing, you got to come on over. You got to come on over to our side of the street. You're on the wrong side of the street. That seemed lame and cockamamie. And then it took years for Crawford to finally get Terence. For Crawford to finally get Errol Spence in the ring. And when he did, OMG. What an absolute carnage. It was like car crash TV. You had to watch it through your fingers at one point. It got so brutal. Errol Spence took one hell of a beating. And some people suspected there'd be a gap, a talent gap, but that wasn't a gap. That was an absolute gulf. That was a gulf. That was a canyon. There was a canyon between them. It wasn't a gap. It was a damn Grand Canyon. And so, of course, Terence Crawford became the undisputed. Is he undisputed welterweight? Yeah, he became undisputed welterweight. El Champion. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Let's make sure. Yeah, undisputed. He became undisputed. Although I think since somebody's took something from him, what, the IBO? Is it the IBO that's drifted off? That's been lifted off? Might be the IBO. It might be the IBO. Where are we here? And it's the TKO 22 up in the building. How do you do? Let's have a look. Yeah. Who is your fighter of the year? Who is your fighter of the year? I just gave you mine. It's Terence Crawford. It's Terence Crawford. Who is yours? Who is yours? So look. Let us have a look. Who is yours? Okay. So, could it be Naoya Inoue? Naoya Inoue, who achieved undisputed in both the bantam and more recently, or yesterday or the day before, a couple of days ago, he achieved two-time undisputed by toppling Marlon Tapples. Marlon Tapples. Where's Marlon Tapples come from? The Philippines. Southpaw. Residence Kapatang, Llano del Norte in the Philippines. So that's Naoya Inoue, two-time undisputed in 1 year. Surely he too must be a candidate. Fighter of the year. But we got to go deeper. We got to go deeper than that. When we look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney. What year? In 2023. What month was that in 2022? Okay, seems like so in 2022, he beat Cambosas twice. Two-time. In 2023, he beat Vasil Lomachenko to defend his lightweight belt. His undisputed lightweight belt, sorry. He became undisputed by beating George Kambosos. Defended his undisputed lightweight against Lomachenko. And then beat Regis Prograis to become WBC super lightweight champion. And that is Devin Haney. So he's defeated Vasily Lomachenko and Regis Prograis in the same calendar year. He's in with a shout. He's in with a shout. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. Yeah, it's an old list. It's a pound for pound list. That's an old list. Let's have a look. Aaron Day, Leon Figures up in the building. Leon Figure says, he 2 times undisputed in 23. Indeed. Well, who you picking? Who you picking? We're picking, okay. Nobody's picking on that. So let's head over to, everybody's scared of picking. Let's head over to the poll. Let's have a look. Let us have a look at what's going on with the poll. Let's close that down. Let's close that down. What am I looking at? What am I looking for? I forgot what I'm looking for. Oh, I remember. I remember now. Where is it? What do I gotta do? I gotta reload. Bump to the reload, Okay, there it is. It's a good thing you begin to acquire certain little tricks of the trade with this kind of shizzle, this kind of endeavor. Let's have a look. Let's get the poll results up in the chat. Okay, let's save and show that. Okay, so the question was, should Wilder retire? No, what should Wilder do? Retire. 45% of respondents said that Wilder should retire. So that's already going to be the majority. Okay. Fight Joshua. 27% of respondents said they wanted to fight Joshua next. And the other 27% of respondents said they wanted to see him fight Miller next. The overwhelming percentage say they want to see him retire. But if he's on the card fighting someone, would you be interested in watching? I think you most certainly would. I think you most certainly would. You know, 4-weight champion versus 3-weight champion. Both of them being 2 times undisputed. Indeed. But I would say what puts Crawford over the top is the caliber of his opponent. Or the caliber of the guy that he beat in this 2023 calendar year that puts him over the top. In 2023, I know he has beat Stephen Fullerton. Yeah, he was a decent champ. And Marlon Taples. Yeah, he was a decent champ. But Crawford beat the guy who was considered to be the dominant champ in the form of Errol Spence. And neither Fullerton nor Taples are on the pound for pound list. But Errol Spence was. So Errol Spence defeated someone on the pound for pound list, something Inoue did not do. So that, I guess, speaks to the caliber of opponent of the two, and that could be yeah, quite decisive, but interesting nonetheless. Let's have a look. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Deontay versus AJ once and for all. And then Deontay can ride off into the sunset, slumped over his horse. You know what I mean? That's how I'm seeing it. Okay. No, I'll check my messages after the show. I'll check my messages after the show, and I'll give him a little message to make sure he's okay. After the show is done ski. So what are we saying here? So my pick is Terence Crawford. The only other pick is Inoue. So yeah. So that's my pick. You got my pick, and you got Leon Figueres' pick. Okay. So what else is there? What else is there for me to do? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button as we go through this. Let's have a look what's going on this thing. Just remember, I gotta head on over to here. Head on over to there. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I'll definitely be chatting to him in a moment. And you know what? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, because we have concluded Boxing Talk with Raphie. Ask Rick. Are we done? Yeah, we give you a nice little 57 minutes, nice little hour. So that should tide you over. That should keep you over. That should hold you. For now. Anyway, I got to bust out a video and try and get that out tonight. Yeah, I'm going to try to get that out tonight, and I'm going to finish eating. My cashew nuts. Where are they? There they are. My cashew nuts. Feeling a little bit peckish. Okay. Okay. So that's it. You got your money's worth. Hopefully you got your money's worth. Big money bag. Who's got the big money bag? Where's the money bag? Is there money under the table? Don't tell me I've left money on the table. That's bad. That's what Deontay Wilder did. Left some money on the table. He's been chasing it ever since. But you people say you want to see him retired. I want to see him one more dance. I want to see him in one more dance. I want to see him in there with AJ. Just for once and for all. Close the book. Close the chapter. Okay. So that's it. It's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it is the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And we are out. Blessed.